For the past few years, MG locally has been bringing a lot of very sensible mass market cars to the mix. And they've been adding a lot of electric options like the MG ZS and then the MG5 station wagon and then the new MG ZX and then the new MG4. So perhaps they decided that it's time to add something a little bit sexier to the mix. Today we're taking a very quick first look at this. This is the MG Cyberster, of course, Roadster. Now how does this fare? Let's take a look. Now starting off down here, this Roadster is low and all your curves are sloping down towards here, and then you get very aggressive front splitters right here, giving it a very sporty look. Now these headlights are what MG calls Storm's Eye headlights, and over in front they also feature some active grille shutter for better cooling or heating technology when they need it. There is no frunk underneath that long gigantic hood, but this car does come in two trims, single motor rear-wheel drive and dual motor all-wheel drive. The only difference being in, other than the output and the motors of course, being these wheels. This is the single motor rear-wheel drive that will come with these 19-inch wheels. The all-wheel drive dual motors will come with 20-inch wheels. Everything else is pretty much standard like this gigantic 4-port big brake Brembo calipers. Now moving down the side of this car, another party piece is of course this drop top. It does come in a few colors as well as these scissor doors opening up to 61 degrees. Now these doors make ingress and egress a lot easier, if not sexier, especially in tight spaces. Now coming to the rear, I find that the design is really nice. This blend of colors, this is their new English cream white, and I think it looks fantastic along with that beautiful maroon drop top. Now you're gonna find the Cyberster wording right here, huge MG badging up here, a new take on the English heritage mix like the Union Jack that we see on Minis, but this time functioning very sensibly and doubling up as signal indicators, and a very nice rear diffuser right here gives it a lot of a fiercer look. Now open up the manual tailgate and you're going to be met with a meager amount of 200 liters worth of boot space, of course making space for that automatic drop top. Now despite its 4.5 meter length, it isn't super spacious on the inside. So this is bigger and longer than the BMW Z4, longer than the Porsche Boxster, and a lot longer than something like the Mazda MX-5. Down here, screens are the name of the game, not one, not two, but 1, 2, 3, 4 different screens. Lots of many things to choose from. You got your instrument cluster up here and 2 customizable screens by the side, and down here the central control screen is going to be where you're going to select most of your things like aircon controls, sport mode select, drive mode select. Now thankfully there are a few things that are left like manual. So you got things like your drive mode selectors and your regenerative braking settings on your leftover pedal shifters, so they don't really control your gears. You get thankfully some buttons like fan speed down and fan speed up, your hazard light button, but everything else is mostly static. So things like your gear shift are on your central column right here, and of course your door open and door close, and of course your drop top setting. Now, if sexy EV roadsters are your thing, this thing comes in two trims: single motor rear-wheel drive, which has 335 brake horsepower and does the Century Sprint in 5 seconds. And the all-wheel drive has 536 brake horsepower and does the Century Sprint in 3.2 seconds. That's just 0.1 seconds slower than a Tesla Model 3 Performance. Its prices range from $300,000 for this single motor rear-wheel drive variant and $317,000 on the dual motor all-wheel drive. These cars are available and for sale at MG Eurocars.